What is up there, everybody? Citrus Aviation here with Aviation News This Week, episode 67. We have a lot of news to go over, so let's get started right here with this very first aircraft that you'll see right in front of you right now, which is the United Airlines CRJ-550. And to most of my viewers, that might look like a fairly normal aircraft now in 2020. However, notice that registration, November 653 Charlie Alpha. That is a very interesting aircraft because this is not a CRJ-550. At least it wasn't. That is that this aircraft actually comes from Calm Air. It was operated by Delta Airlines under the Calm Air brand moniker for many years. That continued until recently when United signed on a contract for a lot of former Delta CRJ-700s. And then what they did is they took these aircraft and converted them to CRJ-550s. It's basically the same aircraft, but they're just, slightly different. So they rebuilt the interiors, and so now you're seeing a lot of former Calm Air aircraft operating as the United CRJ-550. So if you see any of these at your local airport with a CA registration, and you're wondering, that's kind of strange, these are not new aircraft. These are actually about 15 years old, and they're operating under GoJet as a new, rebuilt CRJ-550, which is really cool. And of course, they're in the new livery. But also interesting, United is getting some more regional jets from some other carriers. So this one here is November 916 Echo Victor. I'm trying to remember, this operated for Delta as well. And they acquired some of these, and they're now operating them under their current operator, SkyWest. And then they also received some Atlantic Southeast Airlines aircraft, including this one, November 889 Alpha Sierra. And this one is operating under SkyWest as well. So United is expanding their SkyWest brand moniker as well as the GoJet brand. And they're bringing in a lot of old aircraft and convert them to the new cabins. The CRJ-200s, though, they're just kind of old aircraft that they're just bringing over, because the CRJ-200 is one of the worst aircraft, and of course United likes to have really bad aircraft. And United is still up to their old tricks of kicking people off airplanes, so, United's still doing an old thing. So with that highlight fleet news out of the way, we have some great pictures here from our good friend Epic Aviation 47. He sent some more pictures over this week that I want to share with you guys. And feel free if you want to submit some pictures of your own. There is an email down below. I only accept high quality images. Send them to aviationnewstoday8@gmail.com. And we'll get started with these first pictures here. These are taken at Fort Worth Alliance Airport, which I believe is in North Fort Worth, Texas area. It's a really cool airport, and they have interesting operations there, including an F-16 base, which is what is shown here. And this is a new aircraft that, for the livery anyway, a new livery on this aircraft, and it's supposed to be like a carbon fiber livery. It has some new body panel structures, which are supposed to be much stronger than previous F-16 models. And then this second picture here is of another special livery that was also at that airport on the same day. This was photographed on the 10th of October. And this is an honorary Second World War paint scheme, because this aircraft is an A-10 Thunderbolt II, and this paint scheme is to basically pay homage to the original P-47 Thunderbolts that fought during the Second World War. And this has a paint scheme that you might have seen on one of those P-47s, and it's just really cool. I love it. It has the D-Day stripes on the engines. It just looks so awesome. Excellent pictures from UGASA. And then we move on to some very interesting pictures here. These were taken by Epic Aviation 47 just a few days earlier. I believe October 1st was the date for that. And these were taken at Offutt Air Force Base in Bellevue, Nebraska, which is south of Omaha, in the southern Omaha area. And Offutt Air Force Base is the home base for some of the most interesting Air Force operations. They have some very unique and different aircraft based there. And this is probably the most unique and different aircraft that's based there. So I'm showing three pictures of these. This is known as the E-4B Doomsday plane. This aircraft was developed as basically an alternative in case if the worst situation possible could happen. And that would essentially be if, say, Washington, D.C. was nuked and everybody was killed there. And basically the idea that during the Cold War, one of these aircraft would be up in the skies all the time with a, I believe, 2 or 3 star general on board, ready to take over command should suddenly the United States get blown up. This was an aircraft designed to essentially take on the command of the United States in case of the worst possible situation happening. And that big dome you see up top near the front of the aircraft, that is essentially a filter that filters out nuclear energy to prevent the aircraft and the people on board from getting radiated to death. That's also why there's no windows essentially on this plane. You can see all the windows here on the second side. They've all been removed and covered up. There's lots of communications antennas and such on this aircraft, basically in case the worst of the worst possible situation would ever happen. Obviously, since the end of the Cold War, the need for this aircraft has kind of decreased, as the United States is not really at any immediate threat as of right now of getting nuked out of oblivion. But it's good to have these aircraft just in case a situation like that would ever occur again. And these aircraft are just so unique. There are only 4 of them in the entire world, and they're all based out of Offutt Air Force Base. At the time, when Epic Aviation went to Offutt Air Force Base, all 4 of these aircraft were there, which is really awesome. That doesn't happen very often where all 4 are there. They are all based there, but there often is at least one nearby the president at any given time. But it's really cool to see these pictures, so thank you for sending these in. I just really wanted to talk about this airplane because it's very unique. And at some point I'm going to make my way over to Offutt to catch some of these. It isn't too far away, so I could probably go there and see if I could catch some. They have a lot of other interesting aircraft, such as some KC-135s, many of them in very unique variants, including the reconnaissance version. There are some trainer versions of this aircraft and some other unique versions of the KC-135s there, and you can often see T5s there as well, F5s, a lot of interesting aircraft. So thank you, Saul, for these pictures. They're outstanding. Go check out Epic Aviation 47. He has a new YouTube channel. Please subscribe to him. He's got great videos, and he's trying to become a good and growing YouTuber. So please check him out. Help him out for me. Go subscribe. Link below. With that being said, we have a lot of fleet news to go over for this week. I'm going to start off here with this new ATR 72-600. And this goes to Wind Rose Aviation, registered Uniform Romeo-Romeo Whiskey Alpha. This picture was taken on the 21st of September 2020. This is what I would call very colorful livery. I believe this is for Ukraine. Country Ukraine, you can tell by the registration. It's definitely a different plane, not exactly what I was expecting for a paint scheme for an airline. I can't exactly decide yet if I like it or don't like it, but it's definitely different. I'll give them that. They definitely did a good job doing something different. Next up, we have the very first F-35B for the Italian Air Force. This one wears the registration Mike 7453. And this was taken on the 22nd of September 2020. Super awesome to see these F-22s starting to get delivered to more customers for them. Initially, the very first country to receive them, of course, was the United States, because the US was one of the main operators of this aircraft. And, of course, they spent a lot of money to develop it. So they got priority, and then other countries have started to begin these aircraft too. Next up, we have a special livery on this Turkish Air Force CN 235M-100. It is in the Solo Turks special livery. I believe they have a few other aircraft in this livery as well. I don't know what this livery represents, but it's a really cool livery nonetheless. I really love the tail design there in particular. I believe this military transport aircraft is based off the ATR-72. It would appear to be, particularly from the style of the aircraft, and it looks really nice. This picture was taken on the 29th of September 2020. Next up, we have a new special livery for this KC-46A. This is operated by the 89th Air Mobility Wing. Now, this aircraft wears a special insignia on its tail, which is that triangle there with like the black Y inside of it. that insignia was the insignia for the same 97th Air Mobility Wing during the Second World War, when it was called the 97th Bombardment Group in Europe. And that group operated B-17s. And as an homage to that famous group of flying aviators that fought during the Second World War, this group here, the 97th Air Mobility Wing, has painted one of their KC-46s with this emblem. They've also painted a KC-135 and a C-17 with this emblem right here. So this is really cool that they are doing this as an homage to that famous group of aviators during the Second World War. This picture was taken on the 29th of September 2020. On the 1st of October 2020, we have a B767-346ER here for Japan Airlines, registered as Juliet Alpha 613 Juliet. And it has some special livery here, which in Japanese, I'm not exactly sure what it is, and there is no description for the picture. But at least it looks decent. It's not horrible looking, so that's good. Next up, we have a new T-38C Talon, and this is in a new Special Heritage livery for the 80th Flying Training Wing. And this is in an all-white paint scheme, like you might have seen a lot of trainers back during the 60s and 70s would have looked like this. And so this aircraft wears an homage to that era. This picture was taken on the 1st of October 2020, and I like this livery. Next up, taken on October 4th, 2020, we have this Boeing 737-59D, who is being chartered out for the Biden and Harris presidential ticket for the Democrat Party. They have now chartered out a larger aircraft to do more campaign stops as they are going into full campaign mode. Joe Biden is getting out of the basement and he is getting out and doing the rounds, which is good to see. The aircraft is registered as November 732 Kilo Alpha, and this aircraft is being operated by KZR Air, I believe is how that's pronounced, but it's being painted in the special paint scheme for the election of 2020. Anyway, I would like you guys to please stay away from politics as much as possible. I don't want to say too much here because I don't want to reveal my political views, and this is not a political channel. This is an aviation channel. Politics is not what we're here for. We're here for aviation. But as politics and aviation do intersect at times, I just want to point this aircraft out. For all of you who want to go see it, go ahead, go see it. If it comes to my local airport, I'll probably go see it too. Next up, seen on October 5th, the following day, we have this Garuda Indonesia A330neo. This is basically a paint scheme to promote mask wearing. That's basically all that is. Very simple right there. Papa Kilo Golf Hotel Golf is the registration. And I must say, I do like that the colors match the paint scheme of the airline. So that's a really nice job by the designer who did that there. Congratulations, sir. Next up, we have a special Chinese livery. This is supposed to be Heaven Province, is the name of the livery for this China Southern 737-86N. It was taken on the 7th of October 2020 in Guangzhou, and this aircraft is registered as Bravo-1979. Next up, we have the newest retro livery for TAP Portugal Airlines. They have an A330 in a retro, and now they will have this A321neo, as I believe that A330 is to be retired and replaced with an A330neo upcoming, instead of just the regular A330. So, we are going to be taking a look at this. This livery looks pretty nice. I do like the old TAP retro livery. And this one on the A321neo looks really nice. This is an A321-251NX. And it currently wears the test registration of Delta-Alpha Zulu Alpha Oscar. And it will eventually be registered as Charlie Sierra-Tango Juliet Romeo. And this aircraft was seen on the 9th of October 2020. Next up, seen on the 10th of October 2020, we have this aircraft here for Iristen. I don't know how this airline is pronunciated. I had literally never heard of them before I seen this picture, but apparently this is a new livery for this airline. And this aircraft is registered as Oscar Echo India Kilo Yankee. There is now literally a stink bug walking on my screen. That is kind of annoying. Anywho, with that being said, on the giant stink bug just chilling right on the screen, We'll move on to the next piece and final piece of aviation news, which is this Lufthansa cargo 777F right here. Let me see if I can take a picture of that little stink bug. Yeah, you want to be in the news video too? We can put you in. Alright, we'll put the stink bug in the video. Anyway, this aircraft is registered as Delta-Alpha Lima Foxtrot India to 777-FBT. And it is a new aircraft and a new livery. This aircraft is promoting a cargo human care around the world. I don't know exactly what that is, but it was taken on the 12th of October. And this is a new special livery for this brand new aircraft that was just delivered to Lufthansa Cargo. So that's, kind of cool. So, with that being said, that is it for the news for this video. If you guys want to click off from this video, that is fine. We're just going to go over some channel news now. And last month was a very nice month for videos. It worked out pretty good. And a lot of you guys enjoyed the videos. We're going to have some great content here in October and in November. We're going to have great stuff coming forward. Currently, the interview for 800 subs has been delayed. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I want to get it as soon as possible. And it should be a really good interview. It's going to be an OG aviation YouTuber. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. And then also, I went to DSM recently and saw some interesting aircraft. I went to see this Special Allegiant aircraft here. This is in like a dolphin livery. It's supposed to basically promote people who are like snowbirds up in the north going down to Florida, which is cool livery. And then I also got this picture that I was actually a bit more happy with, this Southwest 737-700. I just thought it matched really well with the fall colors and such, so I was really happy with that. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.